tight, spots 8 through 3. So these 3 tests that the athletes will face today can certainly change what you're looking at right now. Test number 4, it's not a test, Stacy, it's a state of mind. It's the alpaca.
Apparently so. It is the alpaca. For real this time, with the legless rope climbs, 126-foot sled push to start things off, 443 pounds on that thing, then 3 rounds for time, 2 legless rope climbs, 12 kettlebell clean and jerks, and then a 42-foot sled push, unloading those kettlebells and adding weight as you go. Recipe for success here, you want to pace the rope climbs. You saw it with the men, you saw it with the last heat in the women. With the women there, you got to be strategic though, and then push those clean and jerks.
Lane assignments here for the second and final heat. 20 women will be out on the field. Overall leaders will be right in the middle. Alexis Rapp is your overall leader. She'll be in lane number 10. And Ariel Lowen, who currently sits in 3rd place overall, will be in lane number 9. And for more on her, let's go down to Nikki Brazier.
I am not at all surprised to see Ariel in that 3rd place spot, because yesterday she told me that she is feeling so incredibly confident about this season. Not necessarily that she'll win, but that she's trained differently and more than ever before. Though you may be wondering about that bandage on her elbow. She did say an old injury flared up on Monday. We'll see how she fares with these rope climbs.
We mentioned Alexis Raptis, your overall leader, 270 out of a possible 300 points, and has yet to finish outside the top 5.
3 top 5 finishes yesterday. This girl's on fire. A 5th in the ride, a 3rd in the pig chipper, and a 5th in the inverted medley. I like seeing her in that white leader jersey, Sean.
I think many people may be surprised that she is your overall leader after day 1, but if you talk to the training think tank crew where she trains, they were not surprised by that at all.
Here's the best part. She believes in it. She said it last night. She visualizes herself in that thing. I'm all for that. I like it. I like it.
Well, Jamie Simmons is going to be the first woman to start unloading her kettlebells, completing that first section, and she is right back on the sled.
Jamie, though, I don't know if they have to take it off in a certain order, but I would have recommended taking off the kettlebells at the front versus the back. Now you see her struggling. The weight is forward loaded, and she's struggling there. She's got to get a little lower, use more legs, use more push.
Well, she's the only woman that took the back kettlebells off, and now a lot of people are starting to pass her, one of whom is Annie Thorsdottir, who is right now the leader, along with Laura Horvath.
Emily Rolfe as well. Took the first ones from the front. Now Alexis, I'm kind of surprised. There's a few girls with the bent arm, but I kind of like the straight arm strategy a little bit more. You see Annie in front there, Horvath next to her. 2 different approaches with that sled. I would want the blood to just flow down rather than pool in that elbow bicep position. You're going to be using a lot of that unless they plan on hanging on the rope with those straight arms and using a longer kip swing to get up. If you're using those short, choppy little steps, oh my goodness, that could be devastating, and that could be just where all the muscle fatigue has already accumulated just from pushing a simple sled. You might not think about that, but it accumulates when you're using that same hand-over-hand, short, choppy little step position on a legless rope climb.
Laura Horvath, Annie Thorsdottir, and Katrin Davidsdottir will be the first 3 women to the rope. Horvath getting right to work. Annie Thorsdottir pushed a little extra weight on her sled. You may have noticed she had a water bottle there. It's muggy out there. I've been here every year, and for some reason, this just feels like the hottest year.
I agree, Sean. It is warm. I was out there yesterday. At one point, they said in some areas of the turf, now we're talking the darker colored paint there in the finish line and the start lines, it reached 126 degrees. I will tell you, though, where the green field is, it's a little bit cooler. And I will also say, I didn't get much of a breeze the last few days when I was out there competing. There is a nice breeze, but it is muggy, it is humid, it is hot. Welcome to the Midwest. I'm from Nebraska. It's the Midwest, different type of heat around here.
For more on the weather, let's go down to Nikki Brazier.
I can confirm it is, in fact, incredibly hot and humid down here on the field of play. The nice thing is, though, to note that the alpacas are made of a sort of like powder-coated metal, and so those implements are not getting super hot down here in the sun. Tested that out before this test started, but you guys heard it with the men in the last test with Roman Kronikov saying that this year's test is incredibly hotter, even more hot than last year's, which definitely changes a little bit about how these athletes have to approach it.
And that's probably why you're seeing that water out there, Sean. Not a bad idea.
And Laura Horvath is now your leader, along with Emma Tall, and Alex Gazan is moving back to the sled, and Jamie Simmons as well. Now Annie Thorstadter is done, and she's putting her belt on before she attacks those two 53-pound, 24-kilo kettlebells.
Emma Tall looks great. I like her strategy there. She was dipping underneath, solid swing, really using her hips to send the kettlebells back between her legs and then thrusting them forward onto her shoulders. Versus Alexis Gazan, she's taking a little bit of a break here, but you'll notice she goes straight down with the kettlebells. It's just a little bit more pull. Maybe that's the way she likes to roll, but I would prefer a little bit more of a back swing to kind of use more momentum there, getting it overhead.
Alex Gazan on the right side of your screen right now in third place.
Taking a break there on those kettlebell clean and jerk.
Left side of your screen, you got Laura Horvath and Annie Thorstadter. Horvath needs to get to the 17 rep mark before she will be able to reload her kettlebells and start pushing the sled back.
Now, Laura did win this test last year, Sean, but like we mentioned earlier, there was weather, a little bit rainy out, a little bit mist, so the ropes were a little bit too slick for them to actually be in the test. So we'll see how she handles the legless rope climb. She handled the kettlebell clean and jerks really well, so stronger athlete, no surprise there. I would like to see how she does on these legless rope climbs myself.
Horvath and Gazan onto the sled, and now it's Alex Gazan who is slightly ahead of Horvath. Gazan is on the left. Horvath and Emma Tall are on the right. Emma Tall is in the dark shorts.
Alex taking a little bit of a break, probably strategic. I'm gonna fill you in on a little secret. She is the best legless rope climber in both the men and the women individual age group.
Yeti, the official cooler and drinkware of the Noble CrossFit Games. Head to yeti.com for more. Horvath and Gazan back to the ropes for round two, along with Emma Tall. They are your top three.
Now this is where Gazan just needs to stay in her lane. Horvath has a year or two up on her in the competitive realm. Gazan just needs to do her thing. If she's feeling like she can climb the legless rope climb, she needs to go and not worry about what Laura's doing. If she feels like she needs to rest, she needs to take time to rest. But this is right here, guys, this is her jam. She loves those legless rope climbs. Laura, on the other hand, has that rock climbing experience. So the grip, I don't think for Laura is much of a factor at all. It's literally muscular endurance at this point for both of them.
Both Gazan and Horvath are through their first of two rope climbs here in round number two. Gazan making her second straight appearance here at the CrossFit Games. Showed up as a rookie last year and finished 24th.
Not a bad start to your rookie season.
The women's division here, Ariel Lowen looking to begin round number two.
At the 20 rep mark is when they will go back to the kettlebells for 12 more clean and jerks.
Gazan already making her way up. I think that might have been, Sean, maybe a 20-second rest. That's aggressive. That is aggressive. Laura, meanwhile, you see, still kind of shaking things out down there.
And your leader,
Alex Gazan won the North America West semifinal, and I got to give you props, Stacy. You called that early on when a lot of people told you, that might not be the best pick. You stuck with it, and she wound up winning.
I did. I talked to her coach, Justin Kotler, and he kind of gave me this little, swagger of confidence. We've been working on that. She's got the talent, she's got the strength, she's got everything she needs. We've just been working on what's happening between the ears, and to me that really said something. If she's got everything she needs and she's just been working on the mental part of the game, man, she's a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Emma Tall and Laura Horvath working their way back to the sled. Fighting for second place behind Alex Gazan. Gazan 12 more clean and jerks to complete here. And then at the 32 rep mark, Gazan will push her sled forward again. Here comes Horvath, who comes into this test 7th place overall with 202 points, but she only trails Ariel Lowen for 3rd by 23 points.
And there's lots of time yet. It's Friday. We still have Saturday and Sunday left to go. A lot of tests yet to complete. Now you'll notice here, Alex Gazan going with a little bit of a push press, doing well with it. Emma Tall, as soon as she gets going here, she does a little bit of a push jerk. And I'm not sure the way that Laura's gonna approach this round here. We'll see here in a second, but a little bit of a jerk underneath. Emma clearly re-dipping those knees to get underneath those kettlebells. You want to jerk a little bit, like Tia mentioned in the previous heat there, that it does save a little bit on the shoulders. However, it does take a little bit more accuracy, precision, timing underneath some relatively odd objects. 2 of them, heavy, 53 pounds each, 24 kilos a piece. Not light.
Well, Emma Lawson has now moved into 4th place in this heat. She's out there in the dark top and those army green shorts with a belt on. And now Emma Lawson is only 7 reps back of Alex Gazan here, as Gazan has loaded her kettlebells up, and she will be the first to this sled push. Now here comes Alexis Raptis and Jamie Simmons and Annie Thorisdottir as well.
And this is the first time we've seen Alex relax the hands like that. Before she was pushing it with those bent arms, and now she's kind of letting that blood pool back down to the fingertips, through the whole arm, through the shoulders, just relaxing as she takes a strategic break here and gets ready to go again.
Nobody in the first heat was able to complete this test inside the 18-minute time cap. Abigail Domick got the farthest. She got 9 reps into her final set of 12 clean and jerks. Gazan is going to finish this sled push right as Emma Tall gets started on hers. Gazan taking a leisurely stroll back to the rope.
Lots of time on the clock yet, Sean. 18-minute time cap. We're a little over 10 and a half in. If she moves as fast as she did on that last set of legless rope climbs, she will have plenty of time to cross the finish line.
Emma Tall has just closed out her sled push. Laura Horvath is looking to be the next woman to do that, and Emma Lawson is starting to creep up on Laura Horvath there. And there is Lawson. He's about a sled length behind Laura Horvath. Horvath is done, and now Lawson is done.
North Park, do you guys want to see a finisher?
Alex Gazan, 2 rope climbs left.
There goes Alex making a move.
Beautiful, using those legs. That's the kip I'm talking about. Short, choppy little steps, fast hands down the rope. Believe it or not, you could blow up just on the descent down, because you have to control your descent down. You can't just fall.
Gazan going to the cooler. Just trying to cool herself off. Emma Tall, Emma Lawson, and Laura Horvath have yet to start the rope climbs. And meanwhile, Alexis Raptis and Annie Thorisdottir now have finished their sled pushes. So Raptis, the overall leader. The leader will always be dressed in that white jersey with the red shorts.
Rope climb. All eyes of the road, North Park on
Now,
Alex Gazan
Alex Gazan finished her last rope climb with the time on the clock saying approximately 11:45. Took a little bit longer to rest there, but looks great going up.
Saw Emma Tall get through her first rope climb as well. Gazan starting to go to that kip. She'll make it now. Has to control the descent.
Just get down with the control. Get beyond that
That'll
black
do it.
line. Beautiful work.
Alex Gazan with 5 minutes and change now to get across the finish line and become the first woman to finish this test inside the 18-minute time count.
And without about a 45-second rest there, a little water pour down her spine, quick shake of the hands, a little chalk up. She got through the hardest part. Not to say the rest of this isn't hard. That back sled with all that weight on there, 440 pounds. You talk about the pig yesterday in test number 2. I mean, Chase said it earlier with the men. It's like flipping that thing onto the ground
and then pushing.
And adding more weight on that thing. Not easy. These women are superheroes, you guys. I can't express enough how hard this is after just 3 other tests really before this. You are fatigued, it's hot.
Gazan through 38 of the 47 total scored repetitions. She's got 9 to go. We're making that 8 to go now on this final set.
And then Mittal back there.
Mittal's on the left side of your screen.
Getting back to work on the kettlebells. Laura Horvath finally making her way back.
Mittal has half of her set remaining now. She has 6 left. Gazan now is just 4 reps away from finishing up this set. Here comes Laura Horvath.
5 reps remaining for Paul. Get it at 4.
Horvath on the right side of that box on the left side of your screen. As Alex Gazan is now done and smartly puts those things right onto the sled. We see a lot of athletes just drop them and have to lug them over there. Brent Bukowski did that for the men. And now Gazan is onto the sled. And Emma Tall is just about done with her final set. Gazan immediately comes off the sled.
She's not only sweaty, but she poured that water down her spine. I don't think she's completely dry. She did slip. You notice they're using their trap muscles, they're using their lat muscles, they're using their biceps and triceps to push that sled.
Well, Emma Tall is on the right. Gazan is on the left. They're about dead even.
And here's what you want to do, Sean. You want to stay low to the ground. You want to keep your hips parallel to the floor, and you want to just keep moving your feet. They do not want to go, trust me. Your calves are burning at this point. Your quads are blowing up. But you just got to keep them moving.
Gazan finally starting to push again, so it's going to be Emma Tall who's going to get in, and Emma Tall will take the alpaca.
She just kept her feet moving. She stayed low to the ground. Gazan is slipping. She lost a shoe. The shoes matter. I mean, Noble hooked them up with some cleats. I'm surprised to see them not more of them out here.
Well, Gazan now with 1 shoe is going to try to, now she's going to ditch the other one. Laura Horvath is threatening to catch Gazan. Horvath is on the right. Gazan now ditching the socks. And Laura Horvath is looking to wrap up a 2nd place finish in this test.
Head judge comes over to Gazan's lane and says, you've got to put your shoes back on, my dear. Holy smokes.
Well, Horvath is in. That'll be a 2nd place finish for her. Remember, she was only out of the top 3 by 23 points was Horvath. 16:36.18 seconds, and now a minute and change before we hit the time cap.
Here comes the leader. Here comes Emma Lawson. Alexis has, what do you think, maybe 3 more feet to get to the blue line? Just the front of the sled needs to touch the blue line, Sean, but oh my goodness, she doesn't even have her 2nd shoe on yet.
Well, the 2 feet that matter are the ones that she's dealing with right now. She's got to get her shoes back on. And here come Emma Lawson and Alexis Raptis. Raptis is in that white jersey, the leader's jersey. And now Gazan.
Her shoes are not on, Sean. They're literally, toes are in the shoes. Oh my goodness.
She is going to save it. Now here comes Emma Lawson ahead of Alexis Raptis. So Lawson is done. That's big for her.
That is big.
And Alexis Raptis, who has yet to finish outside the top 5 is going to finish 5th.
Beautiful finish. Wow, Sean, she is going to have 4 top 5 finishes here after this test. That is so impressive.
The Raptors looking like she's going to hang on to that leader's jersey. Emma Tall is going to take the test. Laura Horvath's going to move up the overall standings. Alex Gazan dealt with a shoe problem. She's still going to take 3rd place.
And how about Alexis Raptis? Started this as a teenager. Her first games appearance was in the teen division the very first year it started, 2015.
Well, it's a wild second and final heat. Emma Tall is going to win her first test of her career. Her prior best finish was 3rd place in Event 1 in 2021. But Alex Gazan not only had to deal with all the equipment out there, but 2 shoes as well at the end. But a great race at the finish of this test. Laura Horvath out early, but then she soon had some company.
She did. She was out early. I liked seeing that, but then Gazan came striking back, caught up on those legless rope climbs. Beautiful work, short, choppy little steps, using those frog leg kicks and swings to get her up that rope. Handled the kettlebell clean and jerks with ease, even push pressing the entire way. This is where Tall made her ground. She was jerking underneath those kettlebell clean and jerks. I think that helped her in the end, saved her legs a little bit, saved her shoulders, grip a little bit, and gave her a solid finish. Well done.
First career test win for